Contents under pressure. Contents under pressure.
Unfolded by the crease, flooded sheets of loose leaf. Let the message release and let it loose up in the streets. He's stitching up the seams while the feather pen bleed. Like a leak they can't find, like the meaning in his speech. You can find him underneath, reinforcing all the beams. He don't wanna spill the tea, but he reaching for a sheath. When he pull it, bitches scream. Little rappers flee the scene, like he pouring kerosene. Unload magazines, lit match in his teeth. With a trail of gasoline, about to blow the whole machine and vanish in a smoke screen. Choke the piece of their regime, they can never be redeemed for the actions on the scene. They should all be released. Severe punishment received. What he sees is obscene. Got him steaming like the hot iron on his white tee. He don't take this shit lightly. They approach him unwisely. He plotting on him nightly, calculated and precisely.
Internal bleeding occurs to your photo. Internal bleeding occurs to your photo. Internal bleeding occurs. Internal bleeding occurs. Internal bleeding occurs to your photo. Internal bleeding occurs to your photo. Internal bleeding occurs to your photo. Internal bleeding occurs. Internal bleeding occurs. Internal bleeding occurs to your photo.
All the bolts have been tightened, double checked and examined. Got the pliers when he writing spit shine. Fold the Magnum prototypes, protoplasm, iron cells. Pull the Magnum platinum on, swing a hat to all your albums in a casket. He pouring out his passion, fountain pen, ink splashing while they standing by the stanchion, fetting power with expansion. Komodo dragon, stone basket, unraveling your faction. Faulty rappers can't fathom while he crafted in a chasm. They talk, he take action, beats of rhymes, both in tandem. Reaching for his memorandum, Shorty's chanting out his anthem. Calculated, never random, hold your microphone for ransom. Got a hands to mix the flows, some are close, some are random. Left him stranded on the island, shrugging off the propaganda. You can throw your pots and pans, and either way your slate can't win. They anxious, you got the scalpel, serve a malpractice. Their status ain't a factor when they falling off their axis.
Internal bleeding occurs to your photo. Internal bleeding occurs to your photo. Internal bleeding occurs. Internal bleeding occurs. Internal bleeding occurs to your photo. Internal bleeding occurs to your photo. Internal bleeding occurs to your photo. Internal bleeding occurs. Internal bleeding occurs. Internal bleeding occurs to your photo.
Release stress when he pen press. The missions seem endless, relentless with the craft. They ain't coming to their senses. He restless, offense, shattering defenses. Pretentious, they ain't ill as they think. They sound senseless. Contenders seem less. That's the general consensus. They're acting like apprentices, sounding like pretenders. He bench presses sessions, disinfecting the infectious sections. They arrogance is blind to them, horrendous. We can take it as a lesson or a message, you ain't stressing. We blessed with the gifts, you don't take it as a blessing. Tremendous, they see him as a menace in the session. Lot of haters in his way, but they're used to their transgressions. They need some more direction, we can have a conversation. Leave your weapon on the table while you think of one-dimensional. That ain't professional, keep it buttoned up, illegible. Chiseled out, incredible, insensible, acceptable.
Internal bleeding occurs to your photo. 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 Internal bleeding occurs. Internal bleeding occurs. Internal bleeding occurs to your photo. Contents under pressure. Contents under pressure. Contents under pressure. Contents under pressure.